Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's podcast.
Yup, man, it's been a busy week. I mean, we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's been a really busy week.
Yeah,
It was my birthday week.
Yeah.
I feel like I have crammed a ton of stuff into this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But all of it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
And today, well, we're recording on Memorial Day, so it's like another day off. So I had like a half day on Friday at work.
Yeah.
And then I have the day off. So it's been a nice 3.5 day weekend.
Yeah, and I finished Persona 5, so I've been in the post-Persona haze, and then been just prepping some cosplay for A-Con, which is coming up in a couple weeks.
It's pretty funny. It took me like an entire year to beat Persona 4.
Yeah.
But then you have to think, like, I only played like maybe 2 hours of it a week.
Yeah.
I don't play video games as much as you'd expect.
And also, back then you played them less than now still. It seems like. Back when you were playing it, it was like a year or two ago, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like so busy, yeah.
Yeah, that was even more.
Yeah, so.
It also helps. I feel like it's a game that works better on console than portable. Like, it can be convenient. Like, if you had it when you were in Japan, you probably would have blown through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
On your ride and all that. But being back here, probably in some ways more convenient having it on the console.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Persona 5 has some quality of life changes that probably might streamline a couple things, but yeah.
Good games, though.
But yeah, it took me I think it was like 3 weeks, I think, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. 2-3 weeks. But yeah, now I'm just working on some cosplay for A-Con, which should be pretty fun. I haven't been to A-Con in a year or so.
A-Con's next week?
Or
2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now, yeah.
Cool. Maybe I'll grab a day pass.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Go out there. I haven't been to an anime convention in 6 years.
Is it 6 years?
Almost 7, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, you should day pass it. It should be pretty
fun. It was like my junior year of college, so that was almost 7 years.
Cause the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, cause you were.
It was the year after I got back from Japan, and that was 8 years ago.
No. You did...
One after that.
Yeah. Because that one...
Yeah, we met.
We met at that one.
So it was the year after. It was 7 years ago.
No, because the year after that we did Resident Evil. But then after the year after that, didn't we do DC?
No.
No? Or is that the same year?
That was the same year.
That you did Batman, I did Superboy, and then Leon and Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was the same year. I thought that was 2 years, but you're right. Yeah, that was 1 year.
7 years ago. Since then, I've been to what? I've been to a video game convention.
Yeah.
And a pinball convention, and all in this past year, well, 2017.
Yeah.
So.
And, Tokyo is...
Oh, yeah, but I didn't go to actually,
any conventions there, but it's still, a lot of the cool shit at conventions is, the merch and stuff that you can't get anywhere else, and it's we'll just take a train ride down to Akihabara and I can just buy this stuff.
Yes, well, yeah.
For $1 from a gachapon.
Speaking of Japan and regrets, yesterday, when we'll get to it, yesterday we saw a whole bunch of Game & Watches, I wanted to kick myself because for some reason I never thought, oh, I'm in Japan, I'm going to buy a Game & Watch. These things are a dime a dozen, and even though they're collector's items, they're still only $10-15.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the resale game for retro games is really fierce over there. Here you get maybe 1 or 2 in an area, but there you especially in Akihabara, it was every other block there was a resale shop for retro games. It seemed like.
Yeah, well, you have to think also living in Japan, you're one of 33 million people in one condensed area.
Oh yeah.
And statistically, it was 1 in 3 households in Japan had a Famicom. Oh yeah. And had game systems. So their market was, I guess, in a way more saturated than ours, whereas a lot of us, a lot of Americans, either if they have the NES, like,
Mm-hmm.
still own it, or the ones that they don't own, like, a lot of them are kind of just wherever.
Yeah, and also
because they're so spread out.
The NES wore out way faster than the Famicom too.
Yeah.
Just because of its design. Because there was a design flaw they didn't catch in time.
Yeah.
So they couldn't fix it, but they made it easy to fix,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice of them. They made it easy to replace a part, so I had to do that on mine, and now it works great. But yeah.
Well, I've got that NES top loader, and
it works pretty good.
It doesn't have any AV cables though.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just got the coaxial.
That's super weird.
It's super weird, but also that thing runs like a charm. Like and it is really convenient, and it's kind of small.
Yeah.
Width-wise, it's only maybe half an inch on either side larger than a cart.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the size of the actual Famicom, which was really small.
Yeah.
Which I'm kicking myself, because I'd always wanted a Famicom, and to an extent a Super Famicom. That's more of a novelty.
Yeah.
Because you can essentially make any SNES a Super Famicom.
Yeah.
But like I walked by so many Famicom systems that they're like $20-$30, something like that. 30-40.
Probably about higher end of 40.
Yeah, but like it was like 75 and 80 cents to the dollar. So like, and a lot of areas
they were like 5,000.
Yeah.
Or 5,500.
Yeah.
Like 5,500 yen. So yeah, a little closer to the higher 40s. But compared to like yesterday, we went to like a movie trading company, and they had a top loader NES for like $100-something bucks. And you're like, no, well,
yeah, no.
Famicoms would look cool to own.
Yeah, it's like and they're really neat because they're functionally completely different from an S.
Yeah,
like, they have I've like microphones in the controllers.
Yeah,
they're actually like actual small computer. So that you can do stuff with them that you can't do with a Nintendo.
Yeah, and like
it's
like the SNES is really no different from, as far as I know, it's no different from like
there's just a little tab.
Super Famicom.
There's just a little tab to stop the crossplay.
So it's just a what would you call it?
Away from.
Yeah, well, no, what I'm saying is like the system itself is just cosmetically different.
Yeah.
But the Famicom is actually almost like a completely different console from the NES because like it has like it has more audio channels. Like you said, it functions different. So it would be kind of cool. It'd be super cool to find one with a disc drive, but it'd be almost impossible to like get disc drive games. Well, no, you can get the disc drive games. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the disc drive is a little pricey, but yeah, I mean, if you could get it, I'd totally be into that. Like the disc drive is so cool. And
you could play Castlevania the way it came out in Japan, which had saves.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I liked it as much. Because like you're forced to appreciate the game when you do have to play through. Because like you'd play through each level once basically, and you'd be done. But then it's like I want to come back to it, and I have to play to that point again. And it's like it makes you appreciate like how well designed it is, like every enemy placement and everything.
Yeah.
But rare instance in which like what changed for the Western audience, in my opinion, even if it was in all objective right, probably a nerf in a way, ended up being in a way better almost. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, because when we got a lot of Famicom games, the whole thing was like they knew about our rental market, which the rental market, like, there's no such thing as a rental market in Japan back then.
Yeah, well, because they Nintendo lobbied hard, and they got a law passed.
Yeah.
That basically neutered the rental market for video games.
Yeah, so like if you wanted a game, you had to buy it. But here in America, you could rent the game. So when they would like westernize or they'd bring a game over, they would like take out save functions or they'd like add impossible difficulties to it because like they wanted people to rent it more and more and more to make more money off of each sale.
Yeah, because like, and also if it wasn't an RPG, that absolutely needed the save feature, and it was more expensive to put the batteries in there.
Yeah.
Because some games would come out on the disc system, which you'd be able to save on.
Yeah, so
But if they came over here, it had to have a battery in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
And that was more expensive, so, that was also another factor. There was, compounding reasons why some of those games didn't get saves.
Yeah, and, or, the infamous, Bayou Billy and how hard that is. It's, unbeatable, but, it's just because they added more stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't even think that was, a design thing of, we need to add... let's go back into the game and make it a little harder. No, I think they just kind of drop stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost game breaking in a way.
Yeah.
But,
which is actually kind of funny. Then on the flip side, Ninja Gaiden wasn't supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
They just messed up on something, and then they started playing it, and it's kind of more fun than the way we intended. So let's just keep it. But it's totally not intentional.
Yeah.
And there's still some bugs in there that are BS.
Yeah. Well, that's another one that suffered from rental market.
Yeah.
Because in Japan, the Ninja Gaidens have saves and they are more manageable, but the US versions don't have saves, and instead of starting at the boss screen after you die, you start on the level before the boss, stuff like that.
It's only on. So consistently throughout the whole game, you start at the boss. When you die, you go back to the previous boss.
Yeah.
Or, there's a halfway mark.
You start at the halfway mark of the boss's level.
Yeah.
But then the final boss, it takes you back all the way to the previous boss. Yeah.
Even though there's 2 checkpoints.
Yeah.
That if you die in the screen right before the boss, you go back there. If you die at the boss, it's all the way back to the previous boss.
Yeah, and I don't believe in the Japanese version that happens.
Yeah, it's
that was one of their rental market
yeah, it's such
sneaks.
BS.
But yeah, I guess we'll move forward.
Yeah.
Because the main topic today was just we don't have any video, but so it's not really a show and tell. It's more of just a tell.
Yeah.
Of the National Video Game Museum.
Yeah, we might have to go back and see if they'll let us do a little video tour or something like that next time.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I ended up buying a membership yesterday.
Yeah, I might end up doing it too because I want to go back.
It was really cool, and conveniently for us, it is located 15-20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
It was kind of neat seeing when we were going in the parking lot and seeing people from there were people from
New Mexico,
and I think someone else from out east, and the Video Game Museum actually offers discounts with a certain hotel across the street.
Yeah.
And it's man, you kind of forget. You're sitting there and you're oh, this is kind of, this is quaint. This is nice. I really like this. I'll get the membership because I'll come back multiple times a year. And then you think some people make a trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or people come to a convention and then make one of the days that.
Yeah.
And it's, that's kind of humbling. But we conveniently live right down the road from it. And it was an incredible experience.
Oh, yeah. There was so much cool stuff there.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I'm not, trying to, talk it up.
Yeah.
It was a little smaller. I guess my, maybe gripes. It was a little smaller, and it was a little open. They have each decade or each era is kind of marked with a level, level 1, the beginning, level 2, the timeline, level 3, the crash, stuff like that. But it's kind of weird to navigate because it's all open, almost like a convention space. So you could go from level 1, and we went from 1 to 8,
and we're whoops.
And I was thinking, how did we go from the Magnavox Odyssey to PS2? That doesn't make any sense. And then we realized, oh no, the way it's set up, the next step would have, the next logical step was where it was set up, but you had to go around a loop.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
So those are my only gripe was that, and it's kind of it was a little small.
Other than that, it was really cool. There was a lot of interactive stuff which I didn't expect.
Yeah, so Yeah, I guess I wanted to put the negatives out first because there was so little.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we're going to review it and we're going to talk about our experiences, I think that was probably the only negative. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, the gift shop is super, 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 super cool.
Yes.
But it does seem like I could have gone to, like, Think Geek and bought a lot of the stuff. But they did have exclusive things.
They did have some exclusive stuff, so that was pretty cool.
But that's kind of like being snobby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find negatives for the review because really, honestly, it is all positive.
Yeah, because even the arcade is pretty reasonably like.
Yeah.
Because what, a token was a quarter, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it's like a quarter per play. That's pretty average.
Yeah. So that's the very end.
Yeah, that was at the very end.
The very end, or because the way it's set up, you could like walk through the doors, hook a right, and then be at the arcade.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really neat. You kind of go in. There's a lot of it's kind of in a big science museum area. It's like a big complex, and then it's one of the permanent exhibits of that science museum.
Yeah. Which I didn't expect because we rolled up and there's this giant building, and I was like, I am not a betting man. But I'm willing to place a bet that whole building is not the video game museum.
If that whole building had been the video game museum, it would have blown my mind.
I would have still been there today.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have left. Because it was funny, I thought, oh, well, we're going on a Sunday, and it's open from noon to 5, but we'll probably only be there for like 2-3 hours. No, we were there for the whole 5 hours.
Yeah, which is weird, because it wasn't, for as big as it was, you wouldn't think you'd be there the whole time, but there was just so much there, and it was so fun. Like, I looked at the clock and was like, I'm sorry, what time is it?
Yeah, so for all of our listeners, all 15 of you, if you do go, make it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like, oh, this will be like half of my day.
Yeah, no,
technically it could be half of your day, but like
depends on
you'll be there for a while. You could breeze through it.
Yeah, if you don't want to really like linger on anything. But
yeah, if you don't want to read or interact or have fun, you could probably get through it in like an hour. But yeah, pretty cool because you walk in and they have what 10, 15 Pong machines.
Yeah.
Just on a wall.
Yeah.
And some of the old
I didn't know there were that many.
Yeah, and then like all of the old like plug and play type ish game, like very early games.
Yeah.
Like
the brown box, the like prototype that never became, but it was effectively the first video game console. Mm-hmm. They have that like just sitting there.
And they
signed by the dude.
That was the thing. It's not a replica of the brown box. Like it is
the brown box.
So it's you're kind of sitting there going, man, like security. There's not really any like security here. And I'm sure it'd be a pain in the butt to break that box, but like there's so much history.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know though, there's like police officers or something.
Oh yeah,
hanging around. Like
yeah,
but I get what you mean though. Like you would not expect it for how much is there.
And everything's like interactive and touchable.
Yeah, which is also something I didn't expect.
The really important stuff is like they're behind ropes or they're behind glass, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was still really cool.
Yeah, you go in and so that's what you see. Like kind of like it's probably not the first thing you see. The first thing that'll catch your eye is like there's like a Mario statue, which I was reading is like actually hand carved statue.
Wow.
Like I thought it was like maybe one of those like GameStop statues.
Yeah, it looked like a plastic, like molded statue.
Yeah, but it's like a handmade for the museum. And then immediately, like the first thing that catches your eye probably is like the world's biggest Pong machine, which takes up an entire wall and it
requires 2 hands to operate.
Yeah, so it's like the original Pong machine, which is it looked kind of like a square box with 2 dials.
Yeah.
It looked like and then you would basically just hook it up to the TV and all it did was play Pong. So it looks like a giant version of that, but like a 6-foot long controller.
Yeah.
It's and that was fun.
That was really fun, yeah.
Yeah, so we all played a round or 2 on that. And then the next section is kind of neat actually because it's 4 stations and they've got these giant SNES controllers.
Yeah.
And basically you go through like this interactive timeline of like all the video game systems.
Yeah, it like tells you Ooh, sorry. We're recording this in the morning instead of the night today. But they had like all the stats for the console, like the like most popular games, like release time, like other things that happened that year.
Yeah, like its retail price.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Just really neat.
There were some consoles I didn't even recognize, like that Sega. What was it? A Sega something? It looked like a Play School, like.
The Pico.
Yes. Okay, that didn't sound right, but yeah, the Pico.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat, and they have them hanging. Like they have like almost all. Well, not every console ever made, but they have like the big.
Pretty close to it.
They have like the big named ones, you know. So
and a lot of the ones that you're like, wait, what? Because like if you forget, like for up to about, say like Super Nintendo era. Like, it was kind of like the Wild West of consoles. Like, it was starting to die down by that point. Like, around the time that Nintendo came into the scene, it was getting a little more, like, structured. But, like, for a while, it was just everybody was throwing a console out.
Yep. Yeah. And actually, like, it's like the fifth station of the museum details the crash, which is, like, the video game crash of 1983. And it's kind of funny, and I would say a little unfair, that the main attraction of the crash is an Atari with E.T. in it.
Yeah.
And, like, you can play, you know, Atari's E.T. And it's a lot of fun. Not the game.
No, in fact...
It's a lot of fun to watch people, like, just get stressed out and, you know, like, ticked off.
It's so funny because, like, I just picked it up because I was like, haha, it'll be funny. And Paul snapped a picture of me playing, and it looks like in the picture, I'm just, like, having a great time. But in that moment, I was actually...
Your eyes are dead in that photo, though.
Oh, are they? Okay. Because I was like... It was like 1 second before or after I was, like, yelling at it. Because it wasn't working. Because I didn't really appreciate the fact that game didn't work. So I was like, it's a video game. I'm playing it. How bad could it be? And it's like, oh, I fell in the hole. Let me get out of this hole. Let me get out of this hole. Let me out of the...
It was pretty funny. I mean, like, that game... That game took you from, like, super calm and happy to, like, anxious and ticked off in about 90 seconds.
It was that early.
Yeah, it was...
Like, and I had no investment in it. That's what's so impressive. It's like, I didn't care. I was literally just going to play for a minute and leave. Yeah.
You're like, oh, look, it's E.T. And then, like, 90 seconds later, you're like, oh, my gosh, yeah.
I'm going to bury this in the desert.
Yeah. But what's funny is, like, the wives' tale of E.T. being the thing that, like, killed video games.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, it really wasn't.
No. It was like a symptom.
And not even that. It was like the game E.T. is what happens when there's such an oversaturation and game companies are pumping out so many games that not even the creators can complete their games. So it's kind of like a scapegoat in a way because it's so
that's
terrible.
What I mean by it was a symptom. Because it's like that is...
Yeah.
It's not the cause. No. It is the symptom of the crash.
No, like Atari was already failing miserably, and then they pumped all that money to get E.T. out, and it tanked. Yeah. And that, along with Pac-Man for the Atari, were like their biggest bombs, but they were already bleeding so much money that they couldn't afford to have, two bombs on their hand. But then you turn around, in that area, and then you see, literally, there's got to be, 7 stations of 7 different computers? Like, they've got, like, the Apple II, the TI-99, the Commodore 64, and you can play a game on each and every one.
Yeah.
And you sit there going, there are so many, like, I am surrounded, and on, like, everywhere I look, there is some sort of different console. There's a ColecoVision, there's an Intellivision, like
Commodore 64.
Yeah, there's a Magnavox.
I don't even remember what I was playing Space Invaders on. But
you were playing. Oh my gosh,
it was like one of like.
It wasn't a Commodore. And it wasn't,
I know it wasn't a Commodore.
It wasn't the TI-99. It was.
It was like one of the ones that I didn't recognize.
Wasn't an Apple II. Yeah, that's the funny thing is like. There's
like 3 that I recognize, and then the rest I'm like,
okay. You can throw out names of consoles for days and still miss the fact that there were double that amount.
Oh yeah,
and it really does kind of like
No, I will say, playing Space Invaders on that old consoles like that was actually a lot more fun than I thought. Because I have played Space Invaders, but like with a controller or keyboard or something like that. But just playing it with like the dial and the button and all that, like it was actually kind of fun. It was different.
Yeah.
It was like playing it as it originally was. I had never done before.
Yeah, and like, I guess to go back to the beginning of our podcast, we can talk about. There's a little alcove about portable games.
Yeah, they had a lot of really cool stuff in there. They had like Game & Watches and like Game Boys and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And those little like football like light up toys or whatever.
Yeah, so they had like the Tiger Electronics type, old games. And then of course they had like the original Game Boy, which
missed opportunity.
Yeah, they had like Days of Thunder in it, like a game.
Yeah. Instead of Tetris, the game that sold the Game Boy.
Yeah. That came packaged with the Game Boy, didn't it?
Yeah, that's why the Game Boy was so successful, because like Tetris was just like crack cocaine.
Yeah. So that was kind of a weird thing. I was like, it's just kind of got like a random game in there, but hey, this was still pretty neat. But yeah, they had a ton of Game & Watches, and like I said, looping back around, it was kind of like, man, why didn't I get one? Because those are pretty neat. They're effectively what like those little Tiger Electronic games are. Yeah. Where it's like a single screen with a single thing that you do.
Yeah.
But
which that was like Nintendo's first little forte into like video games, more or less. I mean, that was like their very early.
Yeah.
Like what you can technically call a video game, I guess.
Yeah, because that was pre-NES.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were designed by Gunpei Yokoi, which was like, he was kind of like their like toy creator guy.
But because he originally like just made toys.
Yeah, like the Ultra Hand, which was just kind of like this like
grabby hand thing.
It's like a little grabby hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even a hand.
No.
It's like two little suction cup looking things on like an accordion.
Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen one of those now. Yeah. I mean, it's like a variation on the T-Rex head and stuff like that. But yeah, like, he did so many cool things, and then he tragically got like kind of shoved to the side after the Virtual Boy failed, which was totally not his fault. But
yeah, so he was in charge of the Game & Watch. He was the one that designed it and created it, and then of course he was, in charge of the Game Boy itself, and then did the Virtual Boy, and then kind of got pushed to the side. I think he left Nintendo, kind of like hey, this was my failure, I'm gonna leave. Yeah. But then he went on to help create the Wonder Swan, which is like a really weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's got good games, and it looks, the graphics and all are really good on it, but it never, it didn't come out here. No. But it was kind of like the Neo Geo Pocket type, like, more advanced than its time and terrible battery life, but, like, a good catalog. Yeah. But, so that was neat, and then,
Oh, okay, sorry, this is gonna derail. Yeah. It's been bugging me since yesterday. I couldn't remember the name of the Sega portable system that was like basically just a portable Genesis. It was the Sega Nomad.
Oh yeah, the Nomad. Okay. Yeah.
That was just a thing. We saw one, but like
we saw one,
but I could you couldn't see the name or whatever, and I was like, what's that called again? I can't remember. Nomad. That's okay. Yeah. Got it. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a whole.
They had like a ton of just like collectible stuff in side exhibits that would just be like on display cases. Like they had like the Star Fox watch you could get out of like I think it was a Kellogg's like I want to say it was cornflakes. Yeah. Cornflakes box, like you sent in the box tops or whatever. My brother got it, and it was really. I gotta see if he still has it because that was awesome. Yeah, they had a bunch of cool stuff, like collector stuff. They had like a whole display of all of the Atari patches. Yeah, those were awesome. That you could the high score patches, which was actually really cool seeing that, because that's a thing in Persona 5. Because like this poor college or poor high school kid, so you only have like a Famicom, and so you can buy the retro games and beat them, and it'll give you like the code or whatever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so you write it down and take it to the guy at Super Potato, and he's like, "Wait, you actually beat that game? Let me check to see if I have any of the patches from that old like promotion," and then you'll get it, and it's an item that gives you a stat bonus or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
So it was kind of cool seeing those little patches because it's like, oh yeah, like I get it.
Yeah, and in that area, they also had a ton of. They have like they have an original, Nintendo World Championships cart.
That was awesome.
And they have a track and field cart as well, which that thing is worth tons of money. So they had a lot of rare game consoles and game systems and games.
And what was that console? I can't remember what it was on, but it had the original like in-box like Metal Gear 2.
Oh, the MSX.
Like, MSX, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like the Metal Gear games and stuff. It's like, what? That's awesome.
It was really cool. Let's see. The whole bathroom area is like designed to look like Dragon's Lair, and I don't know if they're like trying to subliminally say something with that message. But then there's like an actual Dragon's Lair cabinet there too,
which was really surprisingly fun. Not as BS as I thought, because you get 5 tokens per play.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like
1 quarter, 1 life.
Yeah, and I was like, that game is impossible. But 5 per life, it is still brutal but manageable. Yeah. Because like seeing effectively, like 3/4, we each went once because a friend of ours was with us as well. Ben, you've seen his work in our videos. He does our music. He hasn't been in our videos, has he? No. But you've seen his work. He was with us, and we each did 1 go, and by the end of it, having seen 10 lives prior, his 5 lives got exponentially farther than the rest of ours. Yeah. So 3, 4, like $1, you could make solid progress in the game. So it's like, all right, yeah, not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. No, we have seen Ben. He was one of our ninja body doubles for like 3 or 4 frames of a video.
Yeah, that's right. He was. In the second video, he was like the ninja for like a second.
Yeah. So he has been in it, but Dragon's Lair was a lot of fun, and it was kind of nice being able to play the cabinet and actually hear all the sound effects and the music. Yeah. Because usually my experiences have been like at a free play arcade, and it's like it's so loud, and I didn't realize. Like, even if you make the wrong mistake, if you hit the direction or hit the action that you were supposed to, it will still give you a ping. So if you go back, you'll know that's the right ping.
Yeah, so that was actually interesting. Like, you'll still get your death animation, but if you hit the right one in time, it'll let you know, that was the right one.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. Like, if you accidentally hit right and then immediately hit left, like, you've committed and you've lost your life, but, like, it'll still be like, left.
It was a little jarring at first because I thought that everything had a glowing indicator. Yeah. So having to realize, like, okay, sometimes you just have to take visual cues in general. Yeah. Once I learned that, it was okay, but, like, at first I was like, but I didn't get a glowy thing, why did I die?
Yeah, and then, like, the one that you had where the glowy thing was the potion to drink, and then it, like, dissolves you and you lose your life.
Yeah, that was like that made me a little sad.
Yeah, so that game is tricky, and it is definitely meant to burn your quarters, and you need to memorize the maps, and you need to memorize everything. But it's a neat little.
Now I just need to play Space Ace.
Space Ace, yeah. I don't know. It's like a neat little history.
It is, because I mean it's a Don Bluth video game. Like there's only a couple of those, and the animation is even when you're dying, it's like, man, that's so good though. Yeah. So it's pretty good.
And then, I guess the last few exhibits, because we don't want to, like, give away everything, but... No. There's like one area that's set up to look like a 1980s living room. Yeah. And then across from it is a 1980s, like, bedroom. Yeah. And that's really cool, because it's all interactive.
Yeah. It was super cool. They even have like a console set up with games, and like you can step into the room and chill, and it's really cool.
There's like stuff in the drawers, like you can open the drawers.
Yeah, so like definitely check that out. They have a wall of like consoles through the ages that you can just sit down and play. They have like a game on them.
When we went, it was all racing games.
Yeah, I think they change up the theme from time to time, but like it was racing while we were there, which is fine by me. Like they had some really like bomb racing games.
Yeah, so they had everything from like pole position to like the newest Burnout.
Yeah, it wasn't in that spot, but they also had Rad Racer up on the NES, which is like like that took me right back because I hadn't played that game in ages, and I love Rad Racer.
Yeah. So they're again just a great fun, and then the arcade had. The arcade seemed to have more rarities than like just generic cabinets, and that was really cool.
That was cool because like there was not a lot of just like you expect to see it like Pac-Man or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Or but there was a lot more of like the more. I mean, there was a few Play Choice, which I don't know how common those are. I've seen them.
There's one Play Choice, and then there was a Punch Out. Next to it.
Yeah, which that was awesome. There's also like a Neo Geo. Like the equivalent thereof, Play Choice, which was also pretty good.
But then they had like
that's actually now that you bring it up, having a Play Choice right next to a Punch Out is kind of ironic in a way.
Yeah, but also again kind of like a cool little history lesson if you know about the history of that. They had Moonwalker.
Yep, or Moon Rover.
Moon Rover. Wait, what? No, the Michael Jackson game.
I forgot that Moonwalker was also there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Moonwalker, which is the Michael Jackson game.
They had Robotron. They had Star Wars the arcade.
They had so many good games.
They had a lot of really good ones. They had a stand-up like Street Fighter 2 cabinet. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely worth going. I'm definitely going again, probably a few times, just because it's really fun. There's so much there. Probably do the guided tour next time. There's one of those, but we didn't know it. And so we were already partway through, and it's like, let's just push through ourselves. But.
Yeah, and there's also, like when I got my membership, they gave me a little pamphlet. There's also like classes that they offer, so you can go on their website and look up when they do like, I think there's like some history classes. There's some like game design classes, but they're meant for like all ages, So that'd be fun. Actually, it'd be really cool to do like a Super Comedy Bros event, like a meet. They can meet up. So maybe we can try to plan that out, and we'll do a meetup and all go through on a tour, and
that'd be super cool.
Yeah, hang out. It'd be a lot of fun. And again, for especially like where I'm at in Texas, it's 15-minute drive.
Yeah, so it's right in the like Carrollton area or whatever. So
yeah, it's Frisco is technically right. Where it's at.
But. Yeah, it's right there. But yeah, it's super fun. I definitely, if you are a fan of gaming in general, but especially like game history and stuff like that, you get your money's worth and then some. And I definitely recommend the membership if you think you'd want to go more than once.
Yeah, you get like perks and
you get like extra tokens because they give you $1 in tokens just with what you've paid, and then
you get like $2.
You get like $2 every time. Is it every time you go or?
Every time you go, you get double.
You just get double. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Like it's a fun time. I definitely recommend going and checking it out.
Outside of that,
I mean we did a kind of a little bit of a retro night. We were playing some N64. Fired up the GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Is the best and worst.
Birthday weekend, we partied like it was 1998.
Yeah.
I had Surge for the first time.
Yeah, I had Surge for the first time since the 90s, and that was a thing.
It was pretty, wow.
Like 28 grams of sugar or something?
No, it was 56 grams. It was like, hey, Mountain Dew's got some sugar in it, but Surge has like 2,000%.
This is what it is to take it even farther beyond.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so good this morning, to be honest. But we ate like pizza rolls and then played GoldenEye 64, which was actually a lot more fun than I remembered it.
Work. That's what, like if you go in there expecting to be like, all right, let's play a real for serious game. But if you're expected to just be like, I don't know what's going on, and just bullets flying everywhere.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, I don't know, I like to play games for fun.
Oh yeah.
And at a time that was like that was
the game.
The game, and there were like these
Oh, it was serious.
GoldenEye champions and stuff. But like going back and playing, it's just a lot of fun and remembering like there's an aim button, but really it's kind of useless because it locks you in place.
Yeah.
Unless I guess you're really good at the game.
Yeah.
It was probably about an hour of us just shooting everything but ourselves, like trying to be like, okay, how do I can't aim. I just have to somehow put them in the middle of my screen, pull the trigger. And
poor Ben trying to figure it out, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm in some vents, and then like just make a beeline up for the bathroom by the stall with machine guns. He opens the door and just gets lit up.
So to be fair, we were playing with 3 other people who had never even seen GoldenEye 64 or had maybe played it once. And I think you and I had played that enough to almost memorize the maps.
Yeah.
So when someone was like, oh man, I'm stuck in these vents, like the 2 of us were basically like trying to kill each other to get up to the bathroom to shoot them. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Just opens the bathroom door, starts getting lit up, and he's like, oh no, and then I kick down the door and shoot him first, then turn around and start shooting at you.
It was a lot of fun. Like GoldenEye's a lot of fun, and it's great to go and play that and realize that was like the top of form shooter. Like that was the end all be all. No shooter can be this good game. And then see where we are now. Yeah,
and I also picked up. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll give you guys a full report next week. But I picked up Cromartie High, the live action movie, which if you don't know, Cromartie High is it's an anime that is just absolutely off the wall.
It's bonkers.
Yeah. And it's really funny. And so I heard there was a live action movie of that, and I'm like, oh, sign me up for that.
Yeah.
So next week I'll have a full report on that movie.
Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I mean, I think that was a good. It was a good weekend. It was a fun weekend, and
I definitely encourage everybody to check out that video game museum.
Yeah. So, our podcast might be a little bit shorter, but I think that we got out what we wanted. We had a good review, and if you do listen to our podcasts weekly and you are interested in doing a meetup, I would highly recommend that you comment and subscribe, and then definitely go to our Facebook page and let us know, because that would be something that we could easily put together and
go make a trip up there.
Yeah, set a date. I know that, like I said, there's a convention coming up, so people might be in town, in the next 2 weeks. But just let us know, and we will, we'll try our best to get back with everyone and set something up.
Yep. All right. Well, then I guess we will see y'all next week.
See you next week.